I don't know if you can see them or not, but okay. Well, I've got the sprinkler going. I've got to move it because the sun's coming over there and it's going to burn my leaves, but I hate to because can you see the little birds? There's little yellow-like finches and others, and they're playing in the water. And I hate to move it, but if I don't, it's going to burn all my leaves. But they're having such a good time. Maybe they'll find it when I move it. Welcome to Gail's Garden, Herbs and More. This will be the August garden tour update. Let me talk about my grapes I just planted this year. I had cut them way back just to 1 or 2 strands, and I've also got blueberries out here. The heat has been brutal. Ooh, the horses over there are fighting with each other. But anyway, yeah, they're starting to climb up there on that thing. I want them to go across and fill it in and give us a little more shade. And there's, like I said, there's Malabar everywhere. I just think it's pretty, but everything's really having a hard time. Guess what that is? Remember I told you about the little yellow flowers? Can you guess this herb? A lot of you will know this person. Okay, so this one is doing pretty good. I had 2 good strands. I cut a lot of the extra stuff off. You know, they say it gives it more energy to grow, but I don't know. It seems to be growing at about the same rate, even though I cut all the sidebars off. But it does make it easier to train, and it's not so bushy. I don't know what's happened to this one. I think it's the chickens getting up here just eating it off. It was a lot more bushy, and that wire is down, so I think they've pulled that down or something. I don't know. So everything pretty much the same on that. I'll give you a peek at my herb wheel. It's doing pretty good. Not really this area. I'm going to have to amend the soil or something. It's growing good, but for me, I just thought it would be a lot. Maybe because I harvest it so much. It doesn't get huge like I see some people's, but I use my herbs a lot. So, boy, I don't know what their names are. They're the neighbors, but the brown one is really feisty today. My little nectarine tree, because we just planted it this year, the few nectarines are kind of bitter, but from what I had looked up, it said it wasn't the dark nectarines, but it is the dark flesh. So I'm so excited because the white ones are okay, but I like the dark colored meat of it. And this is my little peach tree I planted. It's doing well. The goat ate a little bit on it before I got to him. I just let him loose for a couple minutes just to see what he'd do. Of course, the first thing he did was head to my peach tree. I was doing something. I looked up and he was over here eating on it, and I'm like, no! So I have to, when I can't just let them run. But now they've got their pin out back, so they're fine. Okay, this is the area where the corn was. I just been taking a stalk down every day or 2 to feed to the goats because the corn's all gone. The squirrel pretty much harvested all of that. I've also got a lot of watermelons. You see right there, I got that one there still growing, and there's another smaller one. And in the back are like cucumbers galore. I've already pretty well harvested my black-eyed peas. There's a few blossoms coming back on, and my yellow zucchini is doing really well. The artichokes, I don't know, they're not doing so well. I don't know what happened with them. They gave us a bunch of artichokes and then just kind of seems stunted. They're not doing anything else much, but it's been horrible. Like I said, we've had hundreds most of the time, even throughout May, no rain. I have a few days in the 90s, which is a break, and they said it was a cool down at the end of July. 96 and 98 is a cool down, which it was, but it was still been really hot. We had a few days in the 90s, which was a break. Hopefully you can see this. It's in the shade. This is part of my wild garden, and those green sacks back there, I'm trying to grow some potatoes, but the weeds are kind of overtaken. I just can't seem to keep up with everything. There's just a lot of weeds, but yeah, look at my goji berry. Look how much my goji berry has grown. I grew this from seed this year, and it took forever for the seed to come up. I didn't think it was going to. All the seeds I planted, and I'm glad I planted a lot because only 2 came up. But yeah, I'm really excited. And it's had little tiny blossoms, but I don't know if anything, I don't see any berries on it now, so I think the blossoms just kind of fell off. But I am working my tail off trying to keep things alive because it is really, really, really hot. My echinacea, I've been harvesting that. It's doing well. Stuff in here, the broussard or whatever you call them things, I've got them growing. There's a little one down there. Everywhere. They're a winter squash. So that's one thing that seems to be enjoying this summer. Chai Chai says, Mom, I want to go in the garden. Tinker says, me too, me too. Okay, we're coming into the garden here. This is still part of my wild garden, and it's really wild. My Rosa Sharon would have been bigger, but something ate it off. You'd think there was a deer in here. We do have some deer in the field next door that come through sometimes, but I've never seen one in here. I don't think they'd want to come in an enclosed area, but I don't know. Either that or the squirrel ate the tops of them. My skullcap's growing back. I've lost track how many times I've harvested it. It's growing up, but it's not spreading out. So I didn't harvest much the last time, hoping it'll spread out more. I had sweet potatoes up front, and I've got sweet potatoes growing here, but they're kind of burning up here. Out front, they get a little bit of shade. Yeah, and my blackberries, I could probably pick a few this morning. I've been picking all through June and July. Now it's August, and I'm still getting some. I try to throw the sprinkler on this end a little bit once in a while. Here's a back picture. Some stuff's just kind of dying out. Let's see here. Do some more there. Okay. There it is. Oh, I had the camera on and didn't know. I'm sorry. This is the blue cream cherry tomato. And then as they get older, they kind of start turning almost a pinkish orange. I don't know. I probably wouldn't, unless I don't think I have any more. No, I don't have any more seeds, but they didn't impress me as far as the flavor. They're really pretty. They just taste like a regular tomato, a little kind of watery. Nothing spectacular like my striped tigers or whatever they are. Now those other ones are fantastic tasting. And my 100 Golds or whatever they are, they put out one great big harvest, and that's just been little ones in between. But like I said, everything has been so harsh. The weather is just so harsh. I am surprised I have anything. So in here, everything's doing pretty good. I've got a good microclimate here. So I cut that way down so it would grow back up when it's full and blue. That's my blue salvia, Victoria blue salvia, and it is so beautiful. I'll show you another one I took a few off. While we're talking about it, let me take you back over to where the ones I took a couple starts from it. Okay, I just took a couple starts, put them in the pot, and it has just grown and grown. It's not as big and full like that one was, but for just starting it not long ago, I'm just amazed at how it has grown. One thing about salvias, well, you do have to give this particular one a lot of water, but they do handle the heat fairly well. That's my little disabled Chihuahua. And then Tinker is my normal Chihuahua. And then, of course, one of my cats who likes to terrorize them. She doesn't ever hurt them, though. Now, she don't like the other cat, man. No way. But she's starting to get used to the Chihuahuas. When I was out in the mountains, these had little kind of pinkish little flowers, which have died back now. I don't know what kind of a plant that is, but I planted them in there and they're living. The leaves are actually greener than they were because it's been hot even in the mountains. Of course, it's cooler, about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than down here, but the green is really nice. It's just, I don't know if they only flower once. I don't even know what they are. Okay, we're going back in. This is out here going into my hoop area. These just amaze me. They always come back. I've harvested and harvested. That's just those are just side shoots. See where I took the top off here and see these side shoots? I'll take off a few of these and more will grow. I've got lots of delicata squash growing and more pretty Malabar. Another piece of valerian there. Just different herbs planted around here. Only had one okra plant. And so I just eat raw pods when it comes up. There's not enough to really cook with. We had a huge big old cantaloupe that was really good. And now I've got several little ones growing. Now I took a big cucumber plant out of here. It was good and healthy, giving lots of cucumbers, but I hated to do it, but I have more cucumbers than I need. I've been giving sacks of it away. So I went ahead and took it out so I could get more sun in here for my echinacea in here and my different peppers that I have. And I still have this cantaloupe plant that's doing really well. And these are the striped tigers I always mention that I like so much. There's very few, though, of the tomatoes. I mean, here's a couple little green ones, but I don't have any colored ones right now. There's more. Those are lemon cucumbers, and I see a big old cucumber down there. I need to pick it. While I see it, they hide from me, and then they get too big. Ugh. I'm going to do this with the camera in one hand. There. Okay, I dug up my in-ground potatoes, got very few out of there. I kind of didn't think I would. My fig tree came back real good. If you remember in another video, I lost all the leaves. I thought it was going to die, but I mulched it more and been watering it more. It's just, I can't keep up. It's just so hot. But yeah, oh, you can see got more basil tucked here and there, more cantaloupes. And it looks like my delicata vine has grown clear down on this side, this long ways away. I thought I had more cantalumbers for a minute, but I don't know. I think these are delicata squash. I'm not really sure. So, and I've got some more little tomatoes coming on. It's good because I haven't had many tomatoes. Got several tomato plants, just they haven't been putting out tomatoes. And my sunflowers are really pretty. I just watered them. They were getting kind of droopy. So this is pretty much, I have another little fig tree. I never do show you that one. But this is pretty much my garden. Let me show you where my other little fig tree is. I just planted it this year. It's right down there, and it's doing pretty good, I guess. And there's another tomato back there. Not sure. I've got a little green tomato on it, but I haven't got any ripe ones yet. Seems like it's taken a while for things. But, folks, that's pretty much it for my August garden tour. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for my subscribers that are always so faithful to leave a thumbs up and a comment. That really helps them to push my channel out so more viewers can see it if you comment. Make any little comment you can. And it really helps me to grow. So, I've given this a little bit of water already. But anyway, I just hope you all have a great day. Oh, there's some more little ones coming on. I get a few little tomatoes. I just haven't had a lot of my tomatoes haven't got real big this year either. Last year I had a big bumper crop, no cucumbers. This year I got all cucumbers and very few tomatoes. Kind of the way it goes. But anyway, I'm going to turn this camera off and I'm going to bid you all adieu and love y'all. Bye.